It all started with a Facebook friend request, a seemingly harmless click that for one Minnesota family spiraled into a meticulously planned nightmare. The man behind the screen was over 100 miles away, and he had a plan. What followed was a desperate race against time after a 7-year-old girl was snatched from her bus stop in broad daylight, sparking a massive search and a high-tech manhunt across the state. In December, a mother in Zimmerman, Minnesota named Michaela Nelson got a friend request from a man named Joseph Bragg. She figured he might be a relative of an acquaintance, so she accepted. But Bragg immediately started asking strange personal questions. Did she have kids? Did she need a babysitter? He claimed he had a background in child care and really wanted children of his own. The messages got weirder and more aggressive. He even invited Michaela and her young daughter to an indoor pool. Feeling creeped out, Michaela blocked him and tried to put it out of her mind. She had no idea that this brief, unsettling online exchange was just the beginning of a calculated plot. On the afternoon of January 21st, her 7-year-old daughter stepped off the school bus. Just a few feet from her home, a neighbor's doorbell camera caught the little girl walking towards her house. But then she suddenly turned back towards the bus stop and vanished from the frame. Hours crawled by. When she didn't show up at her grandmother's house as planned, a knot of dread began to tighten. By 6:30 p.m., after confirming she wasn't with her father or any other relatives, Michaela made the frantic 911 call to report her daughter missing. It was the start of what one official would later call a family's worst nightmare. A massive search kicked off immediately. Around 200 officers and more than 700 volunteers from the community began combing the area in the freezing cold. But the biggest break in the case came from the girl's own mother. She told investigators about this unusual online interaction she had with a man named Joseph Bragg. That name was all the police needed. Investigators quickly identified the 28-year-old and discovered he had rented a white Dodge Ram pickup. From there, the case turned to a digital manhunt, using cell phone location data and GPS from the rental truck. Police started tracking Bragg's every move. The data painted a chilling picture of just how premeditated this was, revealing that Bragg's truck had been lingering near the family's home and the bus stop the day before the abduction. The digital trail showed him driving south, away from Zimmerman. Investigators then uncovered another disturbing piece of his journey. Bragg had used a Lyft to take the girl to a Ramada Inn in Plymouth. Hotel surveillance footage showed him struggling to haul a large, heavy red suitcase into the building. About 30 minutes later, he was seen leaving with the same suitcase, which now looked empty. A search of the hotel room turned up unused diapers. As Bragg kept driving south towards the Iowa border, investigators knew time was running out. At 11:40 p.m., they had enough to issue a statewide Amber Alert, blasting Bragg's description and the truck's details to the public and every officer on patrol. Just over an hour later, the Amber Alert got a hit. Shortly after midnight on January 22nd, an officer in Albert Lee, more than 130 miles south of Zimmerman, spotted the white pickup truck at a gas station. The officers followed the truck onto the interstate and pulled it over. There in the back seat, they found the 7-year-old girl. She was safe. Joseph Bragg was arrested without a fight and refused to give a statement. The little girl was taken to a local hospital for an evaluation and was soon reunited with her family. In a later forensic interview, she bravely disclosed that Bragg had sexually assaulted her in the hotel room. Bragg was charged with felony kidnapping and first-degree criminal sexual conduct. Bail was set at $4 million. As the case moved forward, it came out that this wasn't Bragg's first disturbing incident involving children. Just months earlier in August, a different family had been granted a harassment restraining order against him. In that case, he was accused of touching a child inappropriately at a swimming pool and forcing his own daughter to sleep with him in his camper. This girl's swift and safe recovery was a testament to the incredible coordination between law enforcement agencies and the power of modern technology. From a mother's gut feeling about a creepy Facebook message to the GPS data that tracked a predator's every move, every single detail mattered. It's a chilling story that shows how danger can start with a simple click. But it's also a powerful example of how the right tools can be used to bring a child home. For more deep dives into complex cases, make sure to subscribe. And thank you all for watching.